It's the 161st episode of the Mina's House podcast. Welcome. I'm Mina Say What?
I'm Shayna B.
Garnett Briscoe.
Jack Stuckey.
Oh my God. So look, it's been a crazy ass week. We're going to keep it light. We're going to keep it real light because the world is kind of upside down right now. But, I want to hop right into what's going on in our feed. I think the biggest thing for me this week has really been Plies' teeth. Listen, I am a teeth person, okay? I love me a man. When I look at a man, the first thing I look at is his teeth. And then I look at the lineup. And then I look at the hands. Because if your hand's a little bit too feminine, I'm not doing that. That means you don't do nothing around the house. I can't have that.
What if the hands are dirty?
What?
What if the hands are dirty? That means he does a lot around the house, but he's dirty hands.
Nah, dirty hands don't work either. You gotta be in that, you gotta have real strong man hands, like clean man hands. I don't want no polish. I don't want nothing black. You know how they be doing? None of that. So, but Plies got rid of his gold teeth and now has his little pearly whites and looks like a completely different man. Yeah. Like, what were your reactions to that?
Plies look like a whole joint. Like,
yeah.
I was like, you should have been did this.
Thank you.
Ben did it. He looks really, really good. Like a total new person to me.
That was amazing.
Kirk Franklin. He looked just like Kirk Franklin.
No, he does. He kind of does.
He looked even more. Now you can't tell them apart. But now I'm happy. He did what he did. To me, that's just evolution. Because I know gold teeth is really big in the South. Like that's like a statement. And that's like a status symbol for them. I actually thought like all of his teeth were actually gold, or were they caps?
They were caps.
Caps, okay, yeah, okay. So now, because I know there are people from down south that actually do that. They actually replace their whole teeth with that. But that's a big step. That's what's up. That just means he's growing, evolution, and I don't know why he buried the teeth, but
with the spoon.
Yeah, it's comedy, I guess.
I'm you, Mina. Like when I meet people, like the first thing I notice is like the teeth, and like I always thought I had like really good teeth. Like I'm going through a second treatment of braces because I'm that anal about like how my teeth look.
Yes.
But now seeing Plies' teeth, I'm like, damn, I shouldn't have got braces. I should have got the veneers. Like I want those loving hip hop celebrity teeth. Like they're so big and white and unnecessary. That's what I want. Like so badly. But one thing I will say about Plies is that he keeps posting pictures smiling. And he has that I just got my braces off smile because it's like you do it like this because you're trying to show off the teeth, but you don't know how to fully like smile.
So you think he has veneers? I thought maybe he just had really nice teeth under there and he just had like the gold caps on them.
I don't think nobody with gold caps on their teeth has nice teeth under there. I really don't.
So you think he had rotten mouth up in there?
I think it was because think about it. When you go to the dentist, us regular, there's always something they can scrub off of our teeth.
Yeah.
If you have a gold cap on that tooth, like they're not getting under it's not like they're taking the cap off to clean the tooth. So that tooth is
right.
Yeah, I thought that. I was like, they look a little bit too perfect. Something had to be done.
It's good. But he did say something about growth and evolution to your point, Pooh Garnett. And it's like, there's some people that will judge you off of your teeth. And it's craziness how his whole face changed.
Yeah.
Like with the gold teeth, I can't see him doing nothing but Rhapsody videos. Now he took the gold teeth off, and I see this man on MSNBC, put him on CNN. I want to see him on Revolt everywhere.
his whole life could change. He could have been missing this whole time, just off of perception. People could look at people with gold teeth a certain way and missed the whole point of them. So now he may actually be able to experience something new.
I feel like this is when Gucci Man took off his cone off the side of his face. Remember he had an ice cream cone?
Yeah, but I think each transformation was a little bit more because Gucci got the new teeth, he got the face, he got the body. Like it's like a whole new. He did all that and got a VH1 wedding special. So
look at that. So Plies is about to be on TV. I would not be surprised. I see a lot of women. He over here put up a video talking about I'm shy. Thank you. You ain't shy, boy. You like the attention. Listen, I've never said on the radio Plies is cute, but But after he got rid of them damn gold teeth, he is a QD.
Look like a little snack, man.
Thank you. Moving on, Doja Cat has gotten off TikTok. She says she feels uncomfortable. People say what they want in the comments, and she's feeling like she's being bullied. Meanwhile, a lot of other artists are getting on to TikTok. What are your thoughts on this, guys?
I guess the one thing I was confused, and again, TikTok is one like I'm on, but I'm not on. So I are the comments like more than appear on Instagram, which I assume so, because I just didn't understand. The only other thing I was thinking too is there are a lot of more children on TikTok. So maybe she feels like, whether their kids playing, it just seems a little bit the concept of, or the way they come at her seem to be just a little bit more meaner, because even the kids, like my goddaughters and godkids are on TikTok, and when they send me messages, the way it's written, it sometimes doesn't sound like their voice. Like it's written like a adult could have wrote that, but I'm like, wait, did she just write this to me? So maybe it's just, I think that's maybe what it is like, obviously you have trolls everywhere, but maybe on TikTok there's much more children that are probably underage that is their kind of outlet that are messing with her. So I don't know, I don't follow her enough on TikTok to really see the difference versus what she gets on Instagram.
Well, I do think that Doja Cat has a history of putting crazy stuff on the internet. Like we all saw the video of her in the white supremacy chat, like stripping for them and whatnot. That's something I think you should have immediately got yourself off of. In retrospect, now I'm like obsessed with Doja Cat. I think she's beautiful. I think she makes good music. I think that, like, she honestly, to me now, and I know all the other stuff happened, but I'm kind of choosing to look past. You know how I do. I'm choosing to look past it. She can do no wrong for me. Like, I love Doja Cat. So she feels like she needs to get off TikTok to protect herself. I'm with you.
Do you see that? That's Doja Cat's album, Hot Pink. Y'all see it?
I see it.
I was a big Doja Cat fan prior to everybody trolling her, saying that she's a racist or she's self-hating. I think in general, like, there's trolls everywhere. I don't understand why TikTok in particular is more offensive to her than any other platform,
Mm-hmm.
She might spend more time on there. Like, so for me, I spend like most of my time on Instagram. So like if I write something or people are trolling me on Instagram, like I kind of want to protect my peace there. So like, sure, you can say what you want on Facebook or Twitter, but I might not see that. I see it on Instagram because that's where I'm at most of the time. So she may be spending a lot of time on TikTok.
Yeah. I just think I'm actually just happy that she did do that, because people put themselves in a situation and think that they can't be removed from it, like the comments. So it's like, if it's something you truly don't want to see, then yes, you don't have to see that, and you can express that. Now, it happened to be, I guess, like the joke was on her, and sometimes that do hurt. And I guess, she just reached her limit where, what, I feel like every time I pick up my phone, it's just a joke about me. So I'm just going to be done with this and, kind of move on. And like I said, I think that's pretty cool, because you can, like, you don't have to go through that with the comments. You don't have to be on Instagram. You don't have to do any of this. This is all a choice. So
right.
Once you put your phone down, it really don't exist. You can live your life. So
I don't understand why she just doesn't block people. Like, how happy I be? Block, delete, goodbye, see you never again. I'll be happy. I'll be immediately. Something. No, you say anything remotely like disrespectful, like your tone, like boop, bye. I used to go back and forth with people. I ain't got time for you, bro. We in a pandemic. I got 2 jobs. Block.
I was gonna say maybe it's too many people on TikTok though, because she was one of the first like bigger stars on there. Maybe it's just so many she can't keep up with blocking them. And I guess that's the thing. Somebody just said that. Is TikTok like Instagram? Like, can you remove comments or no, you can't?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, like, you can delete comments.
You can just, but you know what I'm saying? How Instagram, you can just set all your captions like no comments. I don't know if you could do that on TikTok.
But another thing that I think may get in her way is that she's popular. Like, she's a big artist. So like when somebody says or does certain things to you, like blogs like The Shade Room and Baller Alert and stuff pick that up. So like, say she posts something, somebody makes a joke about it, they screenshot it, post on that thing, and it lives elsewhere now. Like, okay, I ignored it on TikTok, but damn, I can't ignore it on The Shade Room when everybody else is commenting on it. Like, it's even blocking. It's like it's just too much like that. I couldn't deal with it.
You know what though, Shayna, you bring up a good point. I think there's a lot more younger kids on TikTok, and I actually don't even feel like TikTok is even a platform for kids anymore. I mean, I was reading the other day where they were like, oh, they rolled out these new settings, and if you're between the ages of 13 and 15, that your profile is automatically going to be private, and you're not going to be able to comment. Like they have to elect for you to be able to comment on their posts. But I'm like, I have nieces that are 8 and 9 and 10.
Say, they're way under 13.
Right. But I didn't realize the TikTok, you had to be at least 13 to be on TikTok. So I'm like, there's plenty of kids that are on there that are below 13 and they be out there reckless. I saw one of my little nieces doing the little dance to one of the dances to one of the sexual songs. It was like Savage Love.
Oh my God,
Did somebody break your heart?
Yes.
But then I was looking at Jason Derulo do the dance and he's half naked.
Well, even in that song. So my nieces and godkids, they had me do it. And as I was doing it, I heard like the end of it, he cusses. And I was like, oh, y'all can't be doing this, but y'all like he cussed at the end. And they kept being like, no, he doesn't. But then I thought they was trying to get me to be just say, they were like, well, what cuss word does he say then? I was like, y'all know it, y'all hear it in the song. Don't get me to say it and get me in trouble with y'all parents. Y'all know it.
Yo, it's out of control. I'm like, Jason Derulo look good as hell, half naked, talking about savage love. And I'm like, listen, this little girl don't need to be seeing that. I'm getting excited watching him sing Savage Love. She don't need to see that. This is inappropriate. But I really think that parents need to be careful with TikTok. I don't think it's a place for kids anymore, to be honest. Or the busting it that's going on TikTok. Every time I log on there, someone busting it. I'm like, little girl, you are 10 years old. You should not be busting nothing.
But I mean, like, kudos to TikTok and all these other platforms that say you're supposed to be a certain age to get on there. But like, this is the thing. When you log on, when you download the app, the way they verify your age is you selecting your birthday.
Exactly.
So I guess they're counting on these kids to not know what age they should put to see if they're 21 or whatever. But like, that's all you have to do.
Right. Or they could be lying too.
Well, you like, they can
just
say,
say, oh, look, I was
wow,
born in 1980. Yeah.
Throw down and hit it.
I lie and I'm above age. I never put my real birthday. Why do you need to know that? I put like I'm 100 years old on everything.
Yo, I forgot what I was doing on Facebook. They asked me for my ID on Facebook because I wanted to put that I was a journalist and they needed to verify that I was a journalist. Do you know they asked me to upload my ID and I sure did right there just so it could read journalist on my Facebook? Yep.
I wouldn't have did that.
I did.
But they got all the information anyway, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got enough. Just say I'm already verified. You got
all right, so I'm really excited about this. So first of all, the Super Bowl is kind of weird this year because it's like no one cares. At least I don't. And like the Weeknd's doing the halftime show, and I don't know how many people even like are talking about it. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be incredible, but I don't see like the same enthusiasm for it that other people, like when Beyonce was gonna perform, people were going wild, or even J-Lo,
Hello, Shakira.
Yeah. So they've announced, in addition to that Jasmine Sullivan, Jazzy, is going to be doing the national anthem, and her is performing America the Beautiful. And I was so excited about this because let me tell you, Jasmine is going to add so much seasoning to that damn national anthem. Listen, I'm expecting it to be kind of like on the Whitney Houston level. Yeah. Because Jazz's vocal ability is out of here. But what do you guys have been hearing about this? Are you excited about this? Are you going to be watching?
I think it's amazing. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm excited, but I know, just a shout out to Philly Jersey's Adam Blackstone, because he's the one that's going to be doing the arrangement.
Yes.
For the national anthem. So I'm excited for him because, he's a friend, and, obviously Jasmine, I was just listening to her album today and just her vocal range. And I definitely always feel like she does not get enough recognition.
Right.
For her to be able to be on this platform that's big. I love her. The one thing that I did feel like is a couple things. And I know that, and I could be wrong, because I know that Jay-Z and Rock Nation and Jesse Collins Entertainment, they're all invested into the Super Bowl entertainment. I'm like, were they added on? Well, we know why they were added on, but I'm like, because these are diverse women and they're women. But it was almost like, I don't know, maybe they were already thinking this and they just announced it, but I don't want people to keep checking the box now because they feel like, oh, we got to check the box. We got to have a woman. We got to have somebody of color. Like, definitely both of those women. And then I know there's a man that I can't remember his name is singing along with Jasmine.
Yeah.
Not just like it's a black thing, but again, I just don't want it to become one of those things like they're just picking people to check a box, but they're incredibly talented and I'm really excited.
So his name is Eric Church, the third guy performing with them.
I disagree with Shayna. I want them to keep checking the box because they checked the box. They've checked the box for decades before this, and we weren't even listed on the box. We're currently listed on that box. Keep checking it until like it's the norm. Like we shouldn't be looking at it like, oh, they put a black person up there again. Like keep checking the box. I just want us to consistently check that box. And to be honest with you, every time I hear an African American artist sing the national anthem, like they kill it. Every single time. And I feel like for the longest time, that's all they gave us was the national anthem. Now we're getting on the main stage. And if that's checking the box, I want them to keep checking that box. Now with Jasmine, I'm also really excited about it because she's from Philadelphia. I think that's a really good look for us. And I think it's really cool because it shows the power of social media. So like, and I don't think Jasmine Sullivan's new album is there's not a lot of songs for radio that's like good to play on the radio. Right. However, social media was like, that's all they talked about for the past couple of days. Like that album like trended. I wasn't even really that interested in listening, but because every single person I know talked about it, right, I had to take a listen to it. And it shows that society is paying attention to social media, to streaming, and to these artists that a lot of people, like you said, Shayna, don't really give a second look to. And I think it is an amazing look for her. And I think that's going to change the landscape of entertainment.
To agree with all of y'all points, viewpoints. I do agree. Keep checking the box. I feel what Shane is saying now.
I get it. I do get it.
Right. That's what my thing is. Keep checking the box. Like I don't want it to be this year. Oh, we had last year, 3 years ago, we had 2 women like that. That's, I guess, was my point. Your point. Yes. Keep checking it. Don't let it be a 2021 thing. Let's keep this going. Let it be the norm, like you said.
Right. I'm happy that they chose like a different route of like talent, as far as like who they're deciding to put on this big stage, because it's not a Beyonce, and I'm actually happy that it's not a Beyonce, not that she doesn't deserve it, because she deserves it every year, but just to give somebody up and coming that huge platform, to what Mina said about it not being a lot of hype around the Super Bowl. It may not be right now, but it's still the Super Bowl. So the Saturday before that Sunday is going to be crazy. But and given, the way the world is, it's probably going to be record breaking as far as just viewership, because everybody's in the house. So it's like it's going to be a really big deal for the artist that's involved. So the fact that, they did get chosen, and Jasmine Sullivan is like scorching hot right now, to Deck's point, to have people, probably hear some of their favorite songs that's like happening right now on stage is pretty cool. So I actually think that's a pretty good thing. Shout out to Jay-Z and Rock Nation.
And just real quick, you said everybody is in the house, not in Atlanta and not in Houston. I just want to put that out there. They're not in the house.
In Florida. You're right. You're absolutely right.
It's gonna be down there.
Well, considering what's going on socially this year, I do think it's an effort to be a little bit more inclusive with the entertainment. But I would expect, even if what happened in 2020 didn't happen, I would expect an artist like her would be included, because I feel like she's a little bit more mainstream than Jazzy is. But I was super excited for Jazzy because she doesn't get the recognition. And to your point, Dex, social media really is a champion for artists like that. And she's been on the Jimmy Fallon show. Like, when I seen Jazzy post this, I was like, wow, and it's the power of that. So I love that. And I can't wait to see this happen more. We're going to see a lot of these lesser known artists on these stages where their talent can shine.
Do you guys think that Jay-Z and Rock Nation and everybody's putting the performances together? Do you think they're kicking themselves now for picking The Weeknd? Because remember, he was announced early on, like before the world exploded. I bet they're looking like, God, we could have got anybody. Now we
I
stuck.
thought about that too. I did think about that too. Like at this point, because there are certain times where the game sells itself, and to Rita's point, everybody's point, the game isn't really selling itself. Now we're going to really watch for the entertainment, and I do agree with Mina. I'm not saying that The Weeknd won't have a good performance, but it's just like somebody else.
He's in weirdo land right now. Like his videos are really weird. I mean, his face in his last video was like, bro, are you a puppet? Like, I think he's trying to do something out of the box and it's not translating well. It feels very like Michael Jackson to me, but you're not Michael Jackson. Like
that's his whole career though.
But don't do it.
You said he looks like Michael Jackson?
No, he's trying to do that weird like thriller, like vampire, like
she said, but he ain't Michael Jackson.
Right.
But Michael Jackson also didn't walk the red carpet in the Thriller. Like you're not doing it right. Like Michael Jackson literally did it for a video. You going up to award shows, which by the way are award shows with no audience. So you're just walking randomly on a sound stage with prosthetics on your face and your face wrap. Like he's a weirdo.
He is very weird. All right. So moving on to our topic. This is actually very relevant considering what I've seen on social media this past week. So we have a group chat and we were talking about this. Dex actually brought up the topic about sharing too much. Like, can you share too much on social media? And we've had this conversation about what should be shared, but now we're at a place where, people are just doing a lot, like more than we saw before, can you share too much on social media? What are your guidelines when it comes to that?
I'm very particular about like even where I'm photographed at. Like I'll take pictures obviously in my home, but like you only get to see a certain amount. Like this white wall, sometimes there's a green screen there, but I don't like move around my house. Like I never take pictures inside of my kitchen. I never take pictures inside of my bedroom. I don't want people to see exactly what's there. And I also don't really do that much in other people's homes either. Like I'm very particular about where I am, like when I'm photographed. And I also don't post photographs if I'm in the place at that time, like, or if I go on a trip or something like that. I don't post a picture until either I'm back or I'm headed back. Like you're never gonna know exactly where I'm at ever. Like that's never gonna happen. I mean, I'll tag the location and stuff like that, but by the time I tag that, I'm somewhere else. I just would never do that. And I don't post much. I try not to post my nieces and nephews too much because like I do feel like kids should have the right to be like, yes, I want to be posted. No, I don't. I don't post my fiance much. So here and there I'll do it.
Do y'all get into arguments over that?
No, she understands it. She doesn't even like social media like that. But like I troll a lot. And like once I trolled on like a celebrity thing and their fans came onto my page and was like wishing death threats to the both of us and stuff like that. And it's just like I don't like that. Like that's weird to me. So like I'd just rather not go through that.
That's what Doja Cat's talking about.
Right. You should know.
I get it. I understand where she's coming from. And that's why I'm like, my block list on social media is so long. Like I don't even know you, but you're disrespectful towards me, you gotta go.
Yeah, same.
I think it's just obviously we're seeing even, just people losing their jobs and things about just being mindful of what you do put out there. There's so many times I want to say something or do something on social media. I wish I had like a burner account to do it. But like, that's the thing is like, you do have to be mindful, like, okay, well, I'm gonna put this out and then it's going to be out there forever, even if I delete it. Yeah. And it's like, is that the representation of what I want? Because I do feel like what we've learned about social media is it never is truly deleted. Look at some of these rappers and athletes and people that put stuff up and they'll be like, because on January 3rd, 2010, you said, I'm like, where did they find this stuff?
And I do that. I search people's stuff. Like I've done that to you guys too. I've searched to see if you guys have said certain things in the past.
So what'd you find? I'm curious. Your investigative skills. Let me.
Y'all aren't too bad. I search like certain words. I'll see if you guys have said these certain words. If y'all did it, I would send it to you and be like,
okay, wait. Now I do really have a question. Is that how you do it? Because I've been wondering how these people do it. Do
yeah,
you,
like
search a word or a phrase?
A word, a phrase, like a name, like whatever, and you can go through and see like what the people have said. And I didn't know this, but you can do this on Facebook too. Like I did it on Facebook yesterday, and because you look at this on this day thing on Facebook, and you be like, yeah. I said that, so I'd be going through deleting stuff, and I just for fun I go to see what my friends were saying, and they just as bad as I was.
Not me. I went to Syracuse. They don't play. They teach you. Listen, freshman year, whatever you put on the internet, and you got to think we're a little bit older. Mm-hmm. So when social media first came out, Facebook was just for college students.
Yeah. Right.
When I was in college, so there wasn't Twitter and all of this. But listen, they got you together at Syracuse University, honey. The freshman year, they was like, look, this is new. Don't be on there acting crazy and cute. This is gonna come back and bite you in the ass years later. So don't write anything crazy on there.
See, for us, they just said make sure you don't get you're not on there with bottles of beer and liquor and stuff like that in your hand. So we knew not to do that. But I didn't know not to call girls B words and say the F word and all this stuff like that on there. I was just
dang. As far as just like sharing too much, it's all about, I feel like, what you can handle.
Yeah, because I've seen you in your underwear.
That's
right. Now for you, it might be different.
Exactly.
You are like a comedian, so like certain things that you have to share might not be what Mina would share, what I would share, what Dex would share, but it like fits, also what you're trying to do on social media.
I agree.
Right. And even y'all touched on the relationship point. Even that, us being journalists and being in this entertainment realm, we eventually are going to get poked at because of the things we may say, or we may rub some people the wrong way. But like our families or whoever we're attached to, they're in for that ride as well. So you got to be mindful just about posting that too, because that person didn't ask for this. You did. This is your career and everything. So you just got to be more mindful. But just as your career, a lot of things in context could be put as far as like sharing, a little too much. Like you said, Dex, I've been a little wild on it.
A little. Yo, let me tell you something. I had a real life stalker, and it's crazy how people stalk you these days. It's literally all off of social media. And I literally, I'm not trying to put too much of this out into the world because this was a very scary moment for me. But part of the reason how we got him to stop stalking me was all of the stuff that he left on social media that was really, proof that he was following me around. So because I had that experience, Dex, to your point, I don't put where I'm at in the moment. I always post after, unless it's like an appearance and it's like a station thing, I'll post. But, if I'm out to dinner, I'll post when I leave. That just really changed my whole perspective on putting too much out there. And it's scary. Like I remember going to the cops and then they were like, well, what's the person's name? Where do they live? And I was like, I don't know. They're following me and through social media, and then showing up in real life. Like, look at the tweets. This guy is nuts. He's obsessed with me. And, I think our judicial system is very behind when it comes to stalking laws, on the internet, and people become obsessed with you. And I really had a hard time trying to get this man to stop, or trying to even get the police involved to reach out to him, be like, yo, chill, homie. And I'm a public person, so people got to be mindful of that. Everybody these days is a public person. I mean, these TikTok followers, you could have, 500,000 followers. Now you're a public person.
True.
And there's real crazies out here, and you just got to be careful. And I do think we're sharing too much. There's no reason why I'm seeing Dwayne Wade completely naked on the internet, bruh. You're like 45 years old. Why do I know where the curves in your hip, in your hip is? There's no way. Or like Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey. Like, bruh, I'm not trying to see you have your hand on her boob. Like, that's the picture that you keep in your phone. I don't want to see that on the internet.
Like the one thing that I've seen a lot, and I'm not a mother yet, and God willing, one day I will be a mother, and I do think breastfeeding is beautiful. I don't necessarily know why I gotta see it on Instagram though. Like that's just my thing is like that's a beautiful moment in your house with your child. I don't know why it's like this new like thing, like, oh, it's so beautiful. We should share it with the world. And then you know what happens with Instagram? I looked at one, now I go to my explore page, all I see is a whole bunch of breastfeeding. And I'm like, oh, this is really a thing. Like y'all up here really posting these pictures breastfeeding. I'm confused.
You gotta go look at something else.
Or the naked baby pictures. Like, how many pedophiles are out here in the world?
How would you do that with your child? Yeah.
Right, you posting your child in the bath, like it's cute to you, but that, and then there's always this conversation of like, oh, just because there's crazies out there, I'm not gonna stop, sharing this moment with people. Like, okay, well, if your kid ends up on Pornhub for kids,
right,
you put out that information.
The reason I actually thought this was a good topic is because like this woman posted, like, I left America. I think she's a woman, me and my wife or whatever left America to live in Bali for like X amount of years. And then it came out that she got arrested because they found out that she like overstayed her residence visa or something like that. And they got arrested because of that. But we wouldn't have forget us. The authorities wouldn't have never known if you didn't post it out on social media. It went viral because she was bragging about not living in America. And it's just like, oh, well, you're not supposed to be here. And then I saw somebody earlier today, and we're on Facebook now, so they might see this. And I don't mean any disrespect by it, but like they posted, like, I just got my COVID test results back. And it's like, pray for me. So I'd assume that you're positive for COVID. If you had an STD, you would not post, oh shit, I just got my STD test back. Like, what? That's a medical thing. Like, why do you guys feel the need to give us your medical history like that? Like with the COVID thing, I almost feel like some people share that because they want the attention. Like, I know that it's a public health thing and you want people to pray for you and all this stuff like that. But I don't know. Sometimes I'll see certain posts and I'm just like, are you posting this for me to pray for you, or do you just want us to know that you have COVID? Like it's like, look, I got it too. Me too.
Yeah.
Too. I don't know.
It's too much, but you know what I've noticed? Even with my personal pictures, like the pictures where I'm half naked get the most likes. I feel like people post these outrageous things because other people react to them.
That's true.
And it's like people are doing it for the likes. Why else is Dwayne Wade naked on my timeline? Like, you got kids, and even your kids are on there like, bruh, I'm not trying to go on social media and see you naked.
But that bothered me because I felt like the kids posting that like that was a part of the whole thing. Like, they wanted that. Like, this family craves attention so much because literally the baby, they wrote it from her page. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm seeing this. Like, that to me is
publicity stunt.
Exactly. Yeah, like, it doesn't make sense to me that, like, because if my parents posted something naked, I'm calling them, take this down. I wouldn't comment on the post. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like the whole thing was like orchestrated by the family because they want attention. And I hate it.
Yeah, but then you see regular people emulating that.
Yeah.
Like, and it's vicious. It's a trickle down effect.
We all want attention. We all do. Like, all of us. Instagram is literally like meant for that. And those people that's being naked or doing whatever that they got to do, they get a lot of social currency from that. Like, that's what they get from it. Dwayne Wade is probably selling something. I don't know why he was naked. Was he?
He's selling ass.
It was his birthday.
Maybe he might have put his sneakers. I don't know, but a lot of those things, yeah, definitely come with attention. People, love publicity, and they do things to draw the attention to hopefully, I guess, sell you something at the end. So,
well, you know what I do love though, because I agree with you, but I love that some people don't know how to do it. Like, I can post something with a lot of attention on it, and other people could post the same thing and nobody would care. I take pride in knowing that I'm really good at getting a reaction, and people, they be posting something like nobody cares. Like, you didn't get no likes on this, nobody cares.
So you put your girl with the not your girl, but the girl who posted the Valley thing, she probably wanted people to be like, oh, how is it? How it's so amazing. How did you do this? How did you you know what I mean? Again, to Garnett's point, wanting some kind of attention, but in that case, she definitely got the wrong attention because the authorities was like, "Oh, really? You would have to live in the valley? Well, you got that stimulus. You don't live in the valley."
Wait, or the guys or the people who posted from the Capitol.
I was about
Like
to say that.
you just broke into the Capitol, bro. You got your feet on Nancy Pelosi's desk.
Capitol.
And you putting out evidence. Like I was like, these people are not the brightest.
And some of these were Senate, like Congress people, and people that you would think would know enough about the power of social media. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's interesting, but it's also like funny, you know, that it is happening to certain people. But in an attention standpoint, I do agree with Garnett. Like we all have social media because we want or need attention for something, whether it's the career, whether it's the podcast, whether it's just personal. But I just think it becomes within limits. Like how much attention do you want? And some people obviously crave more than others.
It's a good question, Shane.
Like I mean, Kim Kardashian, remember she kind of said like, I mean, obviously that family's a little different, but she said like
a little
on the naked amount of naked pictures. I mean, it was way late, and it was probably after Beyonce said, you know, I'm gonna break the internet and I ain't number 2, but whatever. That's maybe when you decided you weren't going to post naked pictures anymore.
Yeah. Well, I think, you know, everybody feels like they're a celebrity now. So before, when Kim Kardashian did do it, it was like, oh my God. Now, like, Joe Schmo's sex tape gets posted on the internet and we all see it, and like, or OnlyFans. Like, girl, who are you? An OnlyFans model?
That's the problem though. Like people, they see the Kim Kardashians and they see other people that they know do this stuff. So then they turn around and think they can do the same thing. Now you're butt naked on OnlyFans and you've made no money off of it. And it's on the internet for the world to see. All your classmates have seen it. Your parents have seen it. The church has seen it. It's over for you. Like,
not the church.
I'm telling you, quarantine has made people bad. Like, I mean, the stuff I've seen people do in quarantine, it's just like, how do you recover from this? Because the world's going to open back up again. And we're not going to forget that we saw you naked on OnlyFans.
No, I'm surprised by the busted challenge. Like, girl, your whole cheek is out and you're busting it.
Like, give them a pass. Okay.
First of all, it literally went from like, you look real crappy to you look real sexy to like, girl,
it's porn.
You were in a porn video, girl. You in a thong and a bra humping the air. Like,
I think that's okay though. I think that there's like, I mean,
girl, and it's fun.
Look, that showed me how bored people are in quarantine, the way the busted challenge has evolved. Because to be at this point, it was almost like the other one where you switch real quick. But I'm like, yo, y'all really actually filming like you work for Pornhub videos to do this challenge.
Yo, and then originally I think it was like maybe like 15, 30 seconds. Now there's this extended version where you hear the whole nasty song and they doing moves. I'm like, what is this, girl?
You got a whole choreography for it?
No, there's no choreography. You hump in the air. Like, you're humping the air and you're tooting your booty. And I'm like, girl, this is way too long.
That's wild.
Yeah. So, well, I guess we're all pretty conservative here because we all feel like people are sharing too much.
Way too much.
That's just where we at in the world, though. It would be like, we wouldn't be in 2021 if we still was acting like 1996. You feel it's just like we gotta share, like, to even keep moving forward. Hopefully we don't self-destruct with all of this freedom beforehand, but right now it's only gonna get crazier. This is light. This is super light. It is only gonna get wilder.
People are also sharing things though that like my cousin sent me this video the other day, and I like, he always sends video back, and we send videos back and forth. Usually mine are a little bit more conservative than his, but whatever. So I clicked the video and it's this guy, he's walking out of this place, whatever, and I'm reading that it's in New Jersey somewhere. He's walking out of this place, he goes to get in his car, another guy like is driving. It's normal. The video's so normal. Next thing you know, this guy gets out of his car and starts to shoot the man, and then you see the guy fall over and I'm just like you, no warning, like that stuff to me is just like insane. Like you could literally scroll your timeline and see somebody getting shot. Mm-hmm. I don't think to me, like that's like too much.
Yeah, it's an overshare.
Yeah, I remember the first time I saw that and I just started crying. And it was like a police related incident. And I was just like, I guess sometimes you have, when it comes to that particular, that topic, I think sometimes you have to see it so you understand the severity of what's happening.
Yeah.
So I think that has definitely contributed to the movement that we're having right now, where people actually believe that police officers are exhibiting excessive force. But I felt like I don't want to be in a world where I watch somebody die when I open up Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't want that in my psyche. But then again, there's positives from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's definitely the trauma, the overshare, that causes some of the trauma. To Dex's point, like sometimes somebody will send you a video and they don't really tell you. They'll just be like, "Oh my God, watch this," and then you're watching it, and then like you said, the next thing you know, you're like, "Yeah, you probably, even if to your point, I needed to see that to know, you probably should have maybe told me what I was watching before you're just like, oh my God, watch this," and at least to prepare me a little bit. So maybe if it is something that I know is important for me to see, I'm taking my time, I'm watching it, within the right frame of mind, because it is traumatic to see those things over and over again. And to your point, Garnett, where we were in 1996, when we were growing up, those were not things that we saw because we didn't have social media. Now we're dealing with this new age of children and people that is now their norm. So it's like trying to help them as we navigate through it. How do we help them navigate through it as well?
Yeah, I be checking people, man. You got to check them young. And my little cousin, she was over here doing some little TikTok dance. Hello, you 8 years old, little girl. You shouldn't be doing that. I checked them real fast.
Because otherwise they really don't know any better.
Right.
They don't know any better.
That's a really good point, because I say this often just about like my generation, where, well, all of us, we grew up where, we had, it was before the internet, and then we had dial up, and then we got the internet. Like, so like in our heads, there is a real phrase as like a internet person, because like we know that's y'all grew up on it. That's all you know, and you don't know no better, because you didn't know what it was like before it. Like, you have no clue.
Yeah.
Your whole sense of being is my phone, the internet, and that's my life. So
you ain't know what it was like going to that library, getting that encyclopedia.
And overall, I think you
using all that stuff. Google saved a bunch of time. I'll tell you that right
now. For real.
But you also gain your perspective of people through their social media posts. Like, for instance, like Garnett and Shayna, I never met you guys I have now, but before I met you guys through the internet. So like my initial thoughts of you were based on hearing you on a podcast and seeing what you post on social media. And I just don't think people think enough about that when they post certain things, because you're literally giving a stranger all this access to your life. You have no idea who this person is or what they can do with that information, but you're just posting it willy-nilly. And we all know someone who we met through the internet first. I just feel like you just got to be more mindful of that kind of stuff when you're posting.
Yeah, I had this dude slide into my DMs talking real reckless. And then when I met him, I thought he was a creep. So my friends had introduced me to him, and I'm like, that dude's a creep. And then they were like, no, he's not. He's a really good guy. I'm like, why? He was in my DMs being real creepy. So when I first met him, it was weird. And he tried to act like he wasn't being a whole creep in my DMs. Like, nah, bro, you was being a whole creep. And then he tried to deny it, say maybe I was hacked. But like, so now, I know his friends, they think he's a saint. He's a good guy. And I try to get over the fact, but I know you a creep, bruh. I know you a creep. What?
You gotta look at the followers.
I know you a creep is just hilarious. I know you a creep.
Man. I know you. You can say you was hacked. You know that, like we both know you a creep, but it's like
to that poor man. All he was doing was trying to shoot a shot in the DM, and now he's a creep.
No, it was the way that he did it. Listen. It was almost like I was like, nah, I'm good. He's like, what? You too good? I was like, bruh, you in my DMs trying to get with me. And I'm like, no, thank you. And now you going off on me? You're a damn creep. What's wrong with you? Anyways, so I guess people are sharing too much. Just be careful. There's crazies out here, guys. you know, you don't get yourself locked up or, deported.
Unless you
Or
storm
you
the
want to
Capitol.
be a journalist and you posted naked pictures in
Right.
1819. Like, don't do it. Don't do it.
Unless you storm the Capitol. If that's the case, you should show off your work. Continue to post those pictures.
All right, guys. Anything else you want to add?
Just really quickly, this Thursday is the Ashanti versus Keisha Cole versus battle. I'm already ready to go. Make sure you guys tune into that battle and root for Team Ashanti.
Did you get their shirt? They have merchandise.
Why would I buy their shirts if I can make my own? I don't want things.
I thought you was a fan. You're supposed to support her.
I am supporting her with me. Like this guy, their shirt don't have me on it. Like, come on.
That is a fact.
You still excited about that?
I wasn't, but like now that this week is here, I said, "Damn, I'm so excited."
Because I'm actually drained. It's like
I was pretending like I didn't. I really didn't care for a minute because I'm just like, okay, well, like you canceled it twice. Like, come on, it's over with. Don't worry about it. But then they were like, "All right, we doing it here, rain, sleet, or snow, whatever." I said, "All right, I'm excited again."
I'm not. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be incredible. I'll probably have a different opinion afterwards, but right now I'm just like, y'all should have done this a month ago. You know what it is? They out here trying to make money.
Yeah.
And they out here trying to get little, business endorsements and Ciroc, that little Ciroc check from Diddy. Like that's what's going on here. And the COVID getting in the way of the check. But it was never about the check. At first, it was about music. And I feel like that has evolved so much, now, especially with the Jeezy and Gucci Man one, it was like musically, Gucci Man had no business, battling Jeezy, but the beef made it like, salacious. And I just feel like that whole thing is kind of evolving into that, and it's like, it's nice that we can go back to just worrying about the music and not let's be in the same room because we want to sponsor, or I'm sure, they did theirs at the King of Diamonds, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Jeezy, and I'm sure they cut the check. Ain't nobody going there right now. People, COVID. I mean,
going there right now. No, it's Atlanta, so
Oh, they are. You're right.
There's people sleeping there. What are
you will down there?
Okay, you're right. All right, guys. Anybody else want to add anything?
Just that I'm excited that All American is back, so I will be watching that.
Did you watch this week's episode?
No, I did it. So that's what I'm saying. I'm excited. I'm going to watch it, and yeah,
I saw it.
Watch it. I did. Don't spoil it yet. I'm really turn it on tonight.
I'm not.
How do you have time to watch All American when it comes on Mondays when wrestling is on?
Ain't nobody watching wrestling but you, bruh.
Watch it on Tuesdays, man. That's it. Watch it on Tuesdays. Next day.
You know what though? When I was watching it, I was like confused as to the storyline. And I hate when shows do this. They go away for a long time. And then months later they come back and you're like, wait a minute, I forgot what happened last.
Sometimes it switch up. This is my theory. I believe I'll be correct on it, but that's because they don't have the rest of the whole show complete. So they actually got to go and like write it and then come back and shoot it and do it like that. Usually like the first 2 or 3 seasons, that be the stuff that's written to completion. And that's why the story be so good. And then you get to the 5th, 6th, 7th season.
They're like, oh, we got picked up. We wasn't ready for this.
Exactly.
It's like when they say artists drop their first album and they've been working on that first album their whole life. And then it's always that second album where they can't get over the hump. Because now you got to come up with unique material that you ain't used on your first album.
Yeah.
So how about you, Shayna? Anything you want to add?
No, I just am very excited that Servant is back on Apple TV, but I didn't watch it how people watched it in Philly or Pennsylvania areas. On M. Night Shyamalan is one of the directors. It is so good. And they filmed it actually here in Philly too. And I believe it's got picked up for a 3rd season, but they just
filmed a lot of stuff here.
Huh?
He does a lot of stuff here.
Yeah, he does mainly all his stuff here, which I think is awesome because he always tries to keep it, whether it's in the city or Bucks County, he tries to keep it in this area, and that brings money and jobs. So during the pandemic, they filmed it, down here. So it was somewhere in like Society Hill, but it's such a good deep show.
Listen, I've tried to get in on one of those movies. I've applied for a couple of them. I tried to get into Creed, they didn't answer me back.
Well, I know with Servant, because of COVID, they kept like the series period doesn't have a lot of extras, and then this season he said they kept it to where it was just like the main cast because of COVID.
Yeah,
which we're seeing in a lot of these different shows that filmed at some point in COVID.
yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching and listening. We are going live every Tuesday on Facebook at 8:30 on the dot. We're trying to be better with time. So we will talk to you next week. And thank you for listening. It's the 161st episode of the Mina's House podcast. I'm Mina Say What?
I'm Shayna B.
Garnett Briscoe.
Jack Stuckey.
Bye, guys.